Good morning and good sleep. Welcome back, researchers, to episode 33 of Sleep It Off. I'm Luis, and with my co-host Justin, before we jump in, some quick housekeeping. You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, and other podcasting services, as well as PokemonProfessor.com. You can support us by joining the Discord or leaving some reviews. How you doing, Justin?
I'm doing dandy. How about yourself?
I am tired. I want to go to
Oh,
sleep.
aren't we all? We take a lot of us take time off around Christmas and New Year's, and you get out of your habits, and now the first week back is brutal.
Brother, I've been actually doing a lot of workouts since October. I'm surprised I'm still doing it right now. It's like,
Yeah. Well, you know what? I am proud of you.
yeah, thanks. Thank you. Yeah, I'm down pretty good. So,
Screw New Year's resolutions. You said October?
yeah.
October resolutions.
Yeah, I know, right?
You gotta beat Halloween.
It's like, what's this new year, new me? Brother, I've been a new me since like last October. So it's like, oh, man. Yeah, but it's been good. The holidays are finally over, at least when, in general. But, Pokemon Sleep still has some leftovers to go over.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's been a fun. Pokemon Sleep is a fun, casual game to play during holiday times, and you don't feel like you're missing out by, not grinding some raids or going to a session, that type of thing. But in today's episode, we are turning over a new leaf. We've got new segments, and those are the following: Drowsy Digest, the Snooze Strategy, Build-A-Bewear Workshop, Sleep Science, and the Final Yawn. We're workshopping some things, and we want to see what you guys think. So, Luis, you want to take us into our first segment?
Yes, our Drowsy Digest. So it's time for a quick rundown of what is new in Pokemon Sleep. Some updates, some announcements, some things, of course, what we like to actually talk about, because this is what we do. So let's not miss out. Let's see what we got. So, Justin, if you can share the screen. Another event. Okay, yeah, no, I'm done.
Yes, but we should just call this the Pokemon Sleep Event Podcast.
Pretty much. It's like, it's been non-stop for the last few things. But yeah, so this is actually the Super Skill Week Part 3 and a Shuckle debut. Thank you, GoHawk,
Okay.
for our wonderful, wonderful news article here.
First question. Were you surprised that we're already having another skill week?
Yes, because the last one was what, like right before Christmas?
Yeah, it was like not that long ago.
Yeah.
I would have thought we would get like another berry week
I know,
or
right?
something. Dream shards, I don't know. But you know what this does do? This ties in well with a message we received from listener Ozark Renee.
Ooh.
She wanted to know more about main skills and how they work as a newer player.
Ooh.
So we'll talk about that later on in the episode.
Yes. So Super Skill Week is back for a part 3 during this event. Shuckle will make its debut in Pokemon Sleep. Well, I was not expecting Shuckle, but I guess it makes sense. I mean, it is a cute Pokemon.
Yeah.
Do
you like Shuckle?
I don't, but my co-host for Purify, yes. He's like obsessed with Shuckle.
Shuckle's one of those Pokemon people either love it or hate it. I'm on the hate it side as well. I didn't
it's just because hate it. I just say that it was okay.
It's just, I don't know, it's annoying, and I don't. Maybe it's just because I don't like the way it looks. I don't know.
Have you ever seen the older episodes when Shuckle was was actually debut on it, and then they just like literally drink out of his like shell or something?
Oh my goodness. He kind of just looks like a booger.
Yeah.
Like a yellow booger.
Surprisingly,
in theory, because he's supposed to be what, a sea turtle?
Something like that, yeah.
Or a snail or something.
Fun fact, if anybody is actually listening to this for the first time, Shuckle actually has the highest defense in the game, in any Pokemon game. It
Yes,
doesn't
which
matter here
is
though.
yeah. Maybe my hatred just goes back to like doing raids back in the day, and it was just like, oh, this is forever. Why he only has 300 CP? Why is it taking so long?
Because of his damn defense. But yeah, that is.
Is
Yeah.
back to the event.
So during this, it's actually happening starting on Monday, January 19 to Monday, January 26. So we do have an in between week, the rest, technically, finally, Jesus. This is happening on all areas. And then there's mission
Yeah.
bonuses, of course, you know? So bonuses, of course, will be to have a few Pokemon of different sleep styles will appear during sleep researches, regardless of when you sleep. Or your sleep type, of course. Certain Pokemons will be more likely to appear during sleep researches. The chance of triggering the main skill of helper Pokemons with the skill specialist will be multiplied by 1.5. And then the main skill levels for Pokemons with the skill specialist will also be boosted by 3 when they're triggered. 3 is actually pretty nice. And then the limited time mini candy boost function will be available. Justin, do you really need more candy boosting at this point?
Yes.
Actually, yeah, I forgot that
I
you
do.
got I forgot you got that.
We'll talk about that in the next segment, but yes, I do need candy boost.
Yes, yes. As we mentioned, Shuckle will be making its debut starting at 3 p.m. on January 19, and it will be focusing on a bug type Pokemon. So this will be good for Amber Canyon. It will appear mostly on Greengrass Isle, Zion Beach, Tapu Hollow, Amber Canyon, and Greengrass Isle Expert. And it will be a dosing sleep tile, sorry.
It's like doozing.
Dosing. It's like dosing. Shaco's main skill will be Berry Juice. I mean, makes sense from the anime. Energy for everybody S. Oh, wait. Is this an everybody for like an energy for?
This is a fancy energy for everyone.
It is, yes, but it is also our third energy for everybody. Out of
Yes, this is a new one. This berry juice.
So the skill says it restores some energy to all helper Pokemon on your team, and it will sometimes additionally get you a berry juice. It says that the berry juice restores 20 energy to a single helper Pokemon, and you can hold up to 5 in your bag. Wait, so it's an item?
Yes, it is an item. It is basically a weaker energy pillow. But
Interesting.
energy pillows are premium products that you always have to buy unless you sometimes get lucky on a
I think you can get them from the stamp.
the daily roll. Otherwise, it's hard to just randomly get back energy. So this is very nice to have.
It is a smaller way to actually boost the energy of your Pokemon, which is always nice. So
Because sometimes, you're really grinding for that last ingredient and you don't have room for a healing Pokemon and all those ingredient getters. So you got to put that off to the side.
Yeah. Well, having a bug type healer is actually interesting. We have an electric one and a psychic type, and now we have a bug type. And stage 1, actually, we don't even have a stage 3 for this one. So that's interesting.
Okay. So the featured spawns, the greater appearance rate, Shuckle. Who would have guessed?
Well, I wouldn't.
Yeah. It's nice that it's nice that there's only, if you're hunting Shuckle, it's the only one with super greater appearance rate, so this should be easier to get. And the slightly greater appearance rate appears to be all of our skill Pokemon in the game.
That is right.
I will try and read them off quickly. Meowth, Magnemite, Mareep, Ralts, Gulpin, Riolu, Togedemaru, Psyduck, Eevee, Murkrow, Sableye, Wynaut, Dwebble, Mimikyu, Growlithe, Igglybuff, Heracross, Plusle, Drifloon, Rufflet, Toxel, Slowpoke, Togepi, Trico, Minid, Bonsly, Dedenne, Pami.
They all can be shiny. We should make like a poker rap out every time that we update this or something.
Gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all.
Yeah.
Okay. So Pokemon can only be found in typical research areas they are normally found. Basically, they're all found in Greengrass Isle, which if you're new to the game, go there. But
Yes.
if you're hunting something and you know what you're hunting for,
Mhm.
don't go there. Cyan Beach has Psyduck, Growlithe, Slowpoke, Eevee, Igglybuff, Shuckle, Heracross, Trico, Gulpin, Bonsly, Rufflet. Taupe has Growlithe, Eevee, Igglybuff, Togepi, Shuckle, Sableye, Gulpin, Wynaut, and Riolu. Snowdrop has Psyduck, Slowpoke, Eevee, Togepi, Mareep, Murkrow, Gulpin, Wynaut, Riolu, Rufflet, Togedemaru, and Palmy. Lapis Lakeside has Meowth, Psyduck, Slowpoke, Eevee, Igglybuff, Togepi, Trico, Ralts, Wynaut, Riolu. It's
And then
okay. And
eventually.
today, OGPP has Magnemite, Eevee, Mareep, Murkrow, Trico, Pulsel, Minded. Okay, you can just read it.
Drifloon, Dedenne, Togedemaru, Mimikyu, Toxel, and Palmy. And then Ember Canyon has Eevee, Shuckle, Heracross, Plasodemino, Dwebble, Rufflet, Togedemaru, and Toxel. And Greengrass Isle just has like a variation of the
The expert just
so
slightly smaller list.
yeah, which again, unless you actually got to rank 18 on that one, there's no reason for you to go there anyways. So
Yeah.
definitely okay. So I mean, I'm definitely going to be hunting for the Shuckle because it is an LTG for everybody. So most likely I'll just go to Amber Canyon for this. But if I want to hunt something else, and you're basically newer to the game that has unlocked more of the other islands, if you want to hunt both Shuckle and something else, what was the other island that comes on? Maybe Top Hollow. It wouldn't be a bad idea to actually continue there for a bit. It has Eevee and it has Togepi.
Let me see if someone's made a visual guide for this because I have a hard time just deciding based off of words.
Or while you do that, we can talk about the mini candy boost, which a lot of people already know. Mini candy boost means that you can only power up to 50 extra bonuses out of your Pokemon, and then you can, turn it off and on whenever you want to. Up to 50 candies per day. So that's pretty nice.
Yeah, and then they have their normal notes they always have, but that's just like the nitty gritty on if you're trying to like grind out something and something doesn't work.
Basically.
But yes. Okay. So that was the news. That was our Drowsy Digest.
Yay.
Now we move on to the snooze strategy. So we're going to talk further about the event, how we're going to prioritize this, and what does it mean? How should you go about this?
Good question.
So we go back to the top. What is the event? It's a week-long event. It's what are the bonuses? Different sleep types. Always appear, so you don't have to care about that. But that's pretty normal at this point. Certain Pokemon likely appear during research. Okay, great. Chance of triggering the main skill of Helper Pokemon with the skill's specialty will be multiplied by 1.5. Main skills of Helper Pokemon with the skill specialty will be boosted by 3 when they trigger. So the Super Skills Week is really nice for multiple reasons. A, easier to trigger. B, you don't have to invest. Or you don't have to invest as much.
Mhm.
Or you can try out Pokemon to see what you like. Because, typically, depending on the skill, you're capped at either level 6 or level 7. If you don't know if you like that strategy, like let's say Berry Burst from Braviary, for example, if you don't know if you like it, just have it at whatever it's currently at, so probably level 2 because you evolved it, and then plus 3 levels, level 5. Do you have it have it trigger a couple times? See if you like it. Do you feel like it's giving you enough? Then you can, after the week's event, you can invest seeds into it. You can treat it as a like an R&D, a research and development way to
Basically,
play.
a pseudo way of playing right now. So yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
hmm
So you can
Um,
do that.
you could. There's also room for argument that if you want to prioritize something like dream charts, like even though we had some dream charts, there are Pokemons that triggered over with dream charts bonuses. So multiplying that over every day can gain you a lot of dream charts, and this is basically the currency we need to just power up all the Pokemons in general. So it's possible to use that too. I mean, at that point, I would usually just recommend going to green grass and just going to, a low level. I'll catch whatever is possible out there.
Yes. And then the mini candy boost. So typically, the lower the level that you power up, the less dream shards it will cost. And typically, my cutoff mark is around level 30. After level 30, I don't want to keep spending the extra cost unless it's a super rare Pokemon, a super new Pokemon, or we just don't, or it's like a legendary.
Mhm.
So, for example, I recently caught a Flygon. I caught a fully evolved Flygon, and it just happened to be hungry, and I encountered two of them today, and so it was hungry. I was like, you know what, we're gonna chance it, YOLO, and I gave it my Ultra Biscuit, and so then it filled up 15 bars, and then I gave it my bonus biscuit for the day, so another four. So I just had to give it one. So the one was full. The one Flygon was full, but I had two for the day, so I gave my other Flygon just a single Poke Biscuit, and I caught it. And then I was shocked because I've caught so many Trapinch, and none of them have been mono. And this Flygon was mono on the first try with the sub skills of Inventory Up L, Ingredient Finder M, Ingredient Finder S, in that order. Insane. I about lost my mind as I was doing the research. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this.
I finally got something that I can use.
Yeah.
Well, that means that your hunt for Trapinch is over, bro.
Yeah. So now I can free up box space. I can just, because I was like, if I never find a good trap
Mhm.
inch,
I gotta
I'm
see
just going
what's
to keep
invested.
all these and
hmm
look at them later. But now I can just like transfer 20 trap inch and get so much space and extra candy to power up.
Yes.
So, anyways, I have him at level 30 right now, which is normally my cutoff for the mini candy boost. But it's so good, and avocados are so good. I'm just going to use it anyways. And so I was thinking about earlier today, I was just like almost impulsively powered them up. And then I was like, wait, we get mini candy boost next week. Well, a week and a half. I should just use it then. I should just wait and use it then. So right now, he's only at level 30. I'm going to stock up my candies and I'm going to try and power it up that way all week. Even if it takes me more candies, I want to try and at least get it to 50. I don't think I won't get it to 60 anytime soon, but if I get it to 50, I'll get another ingredient finder sub skill.
Can
That'll
you
be good.
actually subskill it and get inventory up, or is it already inventory up
It's
large?
already at inventory up L. It
Oh,
started
okay.
with L.
Oh God, yeah.
I know. I was like, what is this?
Stage 2 evolution Pokemon caught outer rats
Yeah.
and then just got best
And
skills ever.
it
That's
was
that's
it was insane. And they
1 in a million chance, brother.
and the plus positive part is there used to be the drawback of you had the lower inventory for the Pokemon because you caught it at an evolved state, but they rectified that in one of the updates, 6, 12 months ago. So that's not a worry anymore. It used
Nope.
to be a worry early on. That's why you didn't want to catch ingredient Pokemon at a higher stage.
You basically didn't never really wanted to catch any stage 1 or 2 evolution Pokemons because there was really
Yeah.
no point. You lose a lot of value back then before the update, so it was actually
hmm
pretty detrimental. But now it's actually pretty good because it just scales to it. So we'll take it. That's pretty good. You definitely got some good ones. I don't even remember what I got at this point. I just remember getting a shiny. Actually, I got to remember like 3 shinies actually. So, which I'll open the game if I can remember correctly. But I think the last one that I got was a March Stump at it was on top of the belly. That was actually pretty
Yeah.
cool. It was pretty cool. I think I got something else in there, but also, oh, okay, they just announced New Moon. Never mind. Yeah, let me actually just make sure I forget before I forget, because the Marshall was pretty good, but it wasn't really that good. It was just like, it's a shiny. That never helped me. Oh yeah, I did actually get a shiny Citadel.
Oh,
It was back to
Mr. Fancy over
Well, it's
here.
actually a back-to-back shiny too. I got also a Christmas hat Pikachu during that time too, in the same session. So I'll take it. I mean, Citadel, which we forgot. I don't know if we actually talked about Citadel at one point, but it was actually like ingredient finder, mono potato, and all that stuff. So it actually has really good skills, but the nature destroys it. So, it's always like that. It's always like that. But yeah, I just wanted to share that. I mean, that's pretty much it. I gotta clear my bugs at some point in the next few days or something. Anyhow, um,
Yes. Anyhow.
it's time
So,
for a quick, wonderful break.
yes, time for a quick nap. And after the break, we will talk about our Build-A-Bewear Workshop, where we're going to build a team for this event. We're going to do our sleep science segment and talk about our text that was sent in. And we will sign you off with the final yawn. So we'll be back right after this.
And we're back. Thank you for that nap. Appreciate it. Refreshed.
Ah, yes.
Good.
Another drink of water.
All right, cool. Well, before we continue, let's do a little housekeeping. We want to take a moment to recognize some of our Patreons. A huge thanks to our gym leaders Ben, Brandy, Esper, Willow, Herbert, Kyle, and Maddie G. Special thanks to our executive producers on the network, Monkey Brett, Kate the Cons, Lasso Boss, and Tish Smith. If you're interested in becoming the executive producer on our show, let us know. With tier as low as $1 a month, you can support a collective of hardworking part-time creators that have a passion for Pokemon and podcasting here at the Pokemon Professor Network. So hit us up at patreon.com/Pokemon Professor so you can enjoy other podcasts on the network, just like Lore Up, Special Conditions, Gotta Watch Them All, Way Spotters, Purify, Good Morning Johto, and After Darkrai. So make sure to check us out at PokemonProfessor.com for links to everywhere you can connect with us, grab some merch, and leave us those wonderful 5-star reviews. Trigger. Oh, you actually do that with your berry finders? You actually collect the berries?
Yeah, I don't know. Force I have it.
Hey, it's a good trigger.
It's my little shiny Togedemaru.
Shiny. There's
Oh, and there's my little show off guy.
your Flygon. Trigger.
Yes, isn't he so cute?
Hey, that
And the
was
double trigger.
It's time to build a bear workshop.
Yes, the Build-A-Bewear Workshop. Which, funny enough, I do have my Beware out right now.
Ah.
Yeah, look at him. He's so happy. Yeah, no. So since I'm working on my salad recipes right now, specifically my Baldo's guacamole and chips that I've only made 3 times,
Ooh.
which I could feed right now. It requires, 28 avocados, 25 corn, 30 herb, and 22 soybeans. But we're there. So I'm going to cook.
We get an extra tasty?
Yeah, I don't know. Since I'm trying to build it, we're going to add those tails and we're going to start. Come on. I like to tap it a few times. 3 is my magic number unless I'm feeling spicy. Yes,
oh,
extra
yes.
tasty.
Oh my god.
That'll help with my leveling because
it's only
we're very low level on Baldo's guacamole and chips.
you're doing it on enough.
Well,
I
I
can
say
tell.
low. I've made it 3 times
That
until
too.
today.
I mean, 3 times and level 39, brother. That's actually pretty amazing.
I think I've gotten extra tasty on it every time. One of them was a Sunday.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's actually pretty good for Sundays. But yeah, no, that's. I mean, if you have been listening to this podcast for the last like year and a half at this point, we are basically just like meal preppers the entirety of it. So
Yes. We love cooking, we love meals. And occasionally, like right now, I'm dabbling in berry finders
mhm,
where I got my Typhlosion out.
yep.
I got my, well, earlier I had my Ninetales out, but not right now.
Yeah, no, I've been doubling that on also because sometimes I'm just like I have like too many of one specific ingredient after just like
Mhm.
triggering so many
Yeah.
times, and I'm like, okay, let me just go ahead and put something that's just gonna help out for a little bit. So some berry
Yeah.
finders are always good, especially when you're in that stage of the week. So that's usually my strategy. Once I'm actually like really good on what I'm actually making, I'm just like, okay, time to switch up the team.
But yes, so for this week, we are talking about our skill finders. So a good thing to think about when you're going through this, you always have your meta Pokemon that you always use. You can see mine here on the screen. One thing to think about if you really want to work on your skills and focus less on on cooking and stuff, just go to the search button and click on the skills specialty. See what you have. And I like to do it by Pokedex number because you with the skill specialist, it's not as reliant upon, high level like berries or unlocking slots of ingredients like the ingredient mons. You can just give it your premium items, or in this case, the 3 free levels, and it'll be better. So we look through here. The Pomo line, it's another healing group. I don't use it. I've already invested in my other healers, Gardevoir mostly, and then occasionally I bring out Wigglytuff, but I don't use it that much anymore, unless I'm on a fairy island. What about you, Luis? What do you use? Your Pomot that you invested in?
Yeah, so out of the two healers that I usually use, which is either Gardevoir or Pommel, I do go with what's really helping me throughout the week. And then since I've been doing a lot of just like egg recipes, Pomo actually does have eggs at some point and has ingredient finder up. So I'm actually using it for that reason too. And it does help out the team. So it does make sense. Uh, of course, it's always good in OGPP just because of the berry finding of it. So that's pretty nice in the end of the day. But I'm excited. Shuckle may actually help us out for Ember Canyon eventually if we actually get a good one. So that's a lot
So
of
yeah,
basic
so so another one that I use. Let's go back to my RP rankings. Sorry about that. My skill Pokemon that I typically use, in no particular order, are Gardevoir for healing, Vaporeon just to grind crazy amounts of ingredients. Its trigger rate is already crazy,
Mhm.
and I've got some good sub skills on it. So if you've never invested in Vaporeon and you still want to get decent at cooking, or you're lacking in certain areas of ingredients, like Vaporeon is how I get any of my avocados already.
Oh,
Oh, interesting.
yeah. So
Reconnect?
probably won't because you're not using my account.
I thought I was logged in.
I'll give you that information later, so it's fine.
Okay. Let's see if I do. That's the wrong thing.
Sorry about the technical difficulties, but
Man, I'll just edit it out.
yeah.
What was I saying?
Something about your blood
Oh,
spenders.
that's how I get like that's how I did my pumpkin recipes and my guacamole recipes.
Mm.
My avocado recipes was with Vaporeon because I didn't have a good one for either one, and the ones I did have were super slow, so it just wasn't worth using. Okay, now I see the timer in the corner. I was like, what is this?
All right, well, we got 9 minutes.
So other good ones that I use and I'd recommend are like your an Ampharos, who, mine has a couple skill trigger options. It's already at level 7, but you could have it at level 3 and just try a level 6 version of it, see what you'd think. On weeks like this, it'll trigger a little more than others, but in general, it's pretty good. And it gets, depending on your level for the island, it really ramps. Like if you're doing expert where you're really low in level, it might be like 6 or 7,000. Or if you're on someone where you have a super high island bonus, it might be like 11, 12,000.
Yeah, no.
Golduck has a variable one instead of a fixed one, but it just triggers way more. It's instead of charge strength M, it's charge strength S. But it triggers so much, it kind of like almost makes up for it.
Mhm.
The Dene I probably use the most besides Gardevoir, just because we cook so much, and I'm always trying to get those extra tasties. It just makes the meal feel that much tastier.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. If I want to use some of those Pokemons, I mean, it really depends. I mean, I invest in a few, of course, on the DNAs, the healers, and all that stuff. My biggest RP right now is actually my Sceptile. And my Sceptile is a skill trigger, of course, with the ability to give you extra berries, the berry burst ability, which is amazing. Plus, of course, it has berry finding and all that, so it actually helps out a lot in that sense. At level 60, it gives you 30 berries plus the 5 of each of the berries of the other Pokemons on your team.
Yeah, I just pulled up so we could see what Berry Burst is. At level 1, it gets you 11 berries plus one of each of the berries of other Pokemon on your team that your team collect.
Mhm.
And so, you know, he has it at Sceptile, which means it's probably already at level 3, plus another 3 levels. You're at level 6, unless you invested any seeds, knowing you probably did. So,
You know me so well.
yes. But if it's something you wanted to try out and you don't mind wasting a few candies,
Mhm.
find one of your Tricos or Grooviles, that's good. Evolve it. Don't worry about getting to level 30 and just see what it does.
Yes, yes. I mean, you can make an
I,
argument that if somebody who has played this game for a while, maybe try out how to actually get just by triggering instead of meals, and I could use
yeah.
go somewhere like Lapis Lakeside, and then just have those Pokemons like Sceptile and Espeon that will just trigger a bunch of times because of it. It's like
Yeah.
so.
Well, that's a good point. Espeon's a good one.
Mhm.
I have my Espeon that I've never invested in, but it does have skill trigger aim at level 50. I would have to do a lot of powering up to get there.
Yeah,
But
I actually have an Espeon that has level up M and two skill triggers, trigger S and
can I even
trigger M.
can I even get to 50? No, no chance. Yeah, I can only get to 42,
Yeah,
which
mine is
is why
level
I've never
50.
really used it.
Yeah.
But on an event like this, I could try it, see what I think.
It is a good possibility. So it really depends. I mean, I am looking for more the Shuckle at this point, but it wouldn't be a bad idea to try something out for this skill week in the end of the day. So
Mm-hmm. But okay, enough talking about new stuff. Let's say you're trying to grind out a level 20 somewhere. How would you attack it? There's a few things I would do. One, figure out what my strongest Pokemon are.
yes.
Berries, ingredient finders in general, skill Pokemon, and and see what if I'm using any berry farmers, what berry type are they?
Yeah. So if we're going off just by trying to get to level 20, this is a good opportunity for me just because of all the investing I have done on that specifically island Lapis Lakeside. So
Mm-hmm.
the Sceptile, the Espeon, my Gardevoir.
You think you could reach level 20 at Lakeside?
I mean, it's possible if I prepare. we do have
Yeah.
1 week specifically to prepare for this, so you can just do whatever you need to do. You don't actually have to worry about it. So you can actually look for all the ingredients, get all the ingredients before that actually happens, and then prepare the team just for that specific week. So if I wanted to, right now, one of my best dishes are in desserts, so I can probably just grind out the desserts. I have enough good travel tickets to be able to just re-roll the
That's the other thing I was going to talk about
yeah.
is if you get a bad random assortment of berries that are favorite for the island, use one of your easy travel passes. You can buy them for 100 sleep points,
Hmm.
or if you have some stocked up, and just go somewhere else. So you said you're good at desserts. Is
Yes.
it the Claude Sire Eclair
Right
or
now,
the Zing
yes.
Zap Cola?
Nope, the eclair is right now the best recipe that I have.
Nice.
I wanted to do the scary face pancakes, but it still need a really good pumpkin gatherer anyway.
Yeah, that
So
pumpkin finder. Now that I found my Flygon, pumpkins will be next.
that's definitely something. So I'll probably be using, of course, a good camping ticket just to do the classer as much as possible,
Mhm.
without having to worry about that part. So get
Yeah,
all the
so if you don't
ingredients.
know, good camping tickets, they give you a 50% pot increase. So it's another, as well as getting you extra buddies to find at nighttime.
That's correct. So again, have that ready. Get all the ingredients before the week starts. So that way you don't have to worry about getting more ingredients throughout the entire week. And then
Mhm.
have all of your specialists ready to go for that. So my Sceptile, my Espion, my God of War, even my Meganium, because it's a berry finder. So I'll have all of those Pokemons ready to go, and then just do the meals at that point. Have it all ready, and hopefully, if everything goes well, I should be able to reach back as close as rank 20 on Lapis Lazuli
Oh,
for that reason.
side note, we're not talking about this today, but New Moon Day is coming up Sunday the 18th and then through January 21st on Wednesday. So the first couple days of the event will be New Moon Day. Interesting.
Interesting. So I'm already going to prepare
So
that.
Darkrai will appear likely on one of those days.
Mhm. Likely. Like,
But yes, so if you're really trying to grind it out, you got to figure out what island have you been close on before. Greengrass is the easiest to get, followed by Cyan Beach, Topalo, etc. And you can see up here in the left corner what the strength is required to reach Master 20. So I'm on Topalo this week. 4.219 million is what's required. I think I have reached it before during one of the skill weeks. I'm pretty sure I did. And so you can see I'm already at Master 16 this week,
mhm.
and today is only Thursday. So, but if you look at my sleep score, 2,038,000, I'm not quite halfway. So
You're getting
this
there though.
week, I
You're,
wouldn't make it. I mean, I might make it, but I probably wouldn't.
you will really need a lot of like extra tasties for everything. So
And that's okay. I've already gotten Master 20 here before, which gets you the extra skill seed. I didn't need to do it this week. I've been somewhat casual or I've missed a meal or two, and that's fine. That's just how I play.
mhm, that's for sure. So yeah, that's the team.
Yeah. But yeah, so anyways, what were we talking about?
Our team building for the week.
Oh. Yeah, so focus on what are you good at? Are you good at berry finding? Are you good at cooking? Are you good at skills? And then try to harness that. Like, are you really good at cooking Defiant Coffee Dress Salad? Figure out which highest recipe out of the three salads, desserts, and curries. Which one are you the best at cooking? Which is the easiest for you to get ingredients?
Mhm. Yep, I would agree 100% of the time. So yeah,
And then from there, you will lost my train of thought.
just be ready for the event itself. I'm sure that if you plan accordingly and ahead of time, you should be able to get your goals for that specific week. So cool.
Okay, now that that's done, let me bring my notes back up. Okay, that was our extended, drawn out version of Build-A-Bewear Workshop. Next, we have our sleep science segment. In sleep science, we like to talk about skills, natures, and the little mechanics that quietly make or break your consistency. We, we already talked about it, but we're going to break it down to a more rudimentary, easier to digest for your sleep way.
At the same time, we do have
So,
a our first listener call. We got a
we
call from
we
her, right? Yeah, we had a call, right? It's like
we got a text from Ozark Renee, who's been great. She's been very active in the Discord. She's been very active on the Zoom calls on Monday nights. So it's great to see her there. She sent in a text. Hey, Sleep It Off podcast. Ozark Renee here. Love the show. Just listened to your most recent episode and it was awesome. I'm kind of a new player and I feel like I have many of the basics mostly figured out. Ingredients, got it. Berries, slam dunk. But the main skill, it's kind of throwing me off. I understand the concept, but number one, how is it triggered? Is it just random? Two, what is a main skill seed and when should I use it? And three, I've mostly been focused on ingredients and making new recipes. Should I let the game pick my team? How do you choose your teams? Happy New Year. And P.S. Justin, I don't want your dollar. I just want to play and have fun with the cool folks. Thank you for writing in, and I appreciate you mentioning that.
yeah, here's $1. Anyways, but yeah, no, she actually has some very good points. We love to talk about the mechanics of the game a lot because we're so used to how things work. And of course, over the last 2 or so years of the games being out, we have figured out the ins and outs from the last time as it is. So we definitely want to share how we really actually plan this game accordingly. It's gotten to the point where we're just like automatically doing it just because it has been going on forever. For the longest time, at least myself, I always focus on ingredients and of course the meal prepping of every single week just to see how high I can really get in every single one of those. It has definitely varied in the last few months, mostly because in between new islands and expert island and everything, things has gotten to slow down. Like I don't really care getting to the highest level as much as I used to before. However, because of it, I haven't really spent too much time on really worrying about what kind of meals I need aside from just the regular. But I do make the strongest I would say like non-extra pot expanded meals out there. So I usually worry about just okay. So this is what I'm gonna be using. This is the team that's gonna give me the most ingredients throughout the week, and then just get everything there. And just like I mentioned earlier, if I get enough ingredients, I usually just switch up the team for the berries and everything. Now, Justin, how do you usually play?
I mean, I'm like Luis. I play with ingredients. But to answer the question, how are main skills triggered? So you will see on your Pokemon, like my Gardevoir here, it has a little, we're going to call it a magnifying glass. It's kind of just like a little screw with an eye hole in it. That means they have gathered something. And every time they gather something, that is a chance that you will trigger the main skill. There's a hidden main skill trigger chance rate plus your sub skills, and that determines when it procs or triggers. Procs is another term for trigger. So I click on it. Okay, it didn't trigger, but I'd only collected one berry. It still could have triggered, but it didn't.
Hmm?
And as your berries and ingredients fill up, it has more chances that it will have triggered. But the second it gets full, so I'll pull up my box here. We'll go to Gardevoir. It has a carry limit of 48. 48 is pretty high. So it has a larger pool to pull from to allow it to not hit that maximum and still be able to trigger. And because it is a skill type Pokemon, you see that, where does it say that?
All the way at the top.
Yeah, at the top, you see it says skill type. It can bank a double trigger, which was an update about a year and a half ago, because it didn't used to be able to do that. So, on other Pokemon, like let's say my Ampharos, for example, it only has a carry limit of 28. And so if I happen to get a bunch of eggs and berries and it has a really low innate internal trigger rate, there's a chance that if I don't collect it often enough, it won't trigger.
That is correct.
So,
It's very important to know when your Pokemon really will be closer to, let's say, full in that sense. Do you do rely a lot on the frequency that they have? So, like, if you pull up the God of War again, or I'm sorry, the Flareon, hey, 1,000.
hey, look, I got a good night ribbon.
Yeah. The frequency on those Pokemons do actually tell you when they'll have, they'll be able to pick up more on their berries, on the triggers, on everything like that. So 35 minutes on your Gardevoir is actually pretty fast. So every 35
Yeah,
minutes will have mostly collected everything for their through their carry limit at that point.
and it's not exactly every 35 minutes and 2 seconds you will get either a berry or an ingredient.
Mhm.
It's just kind of that's just how fast it is in general.
Yes. Now you
And essentially a lower time is better
yes.
than a higher times. Like so lower I mean that level 63 is pretty high. So like some of my lower level Pokemon, like this Toxel for example, has an hour and 30-minute frequency and it only has an RP of 300. So like that's pretty dang low.
So you basically just want a little fat. You want the fastest frequency you can for your Pokemons, but at the same time, it's how those Pokemons really do trigger. Since the skill Pokemons do rely more on triggers, in that sense, you want the sub skills to actually match that.
Yeah.
There are technically three specific sub skills that you want, uh, which is Skill Trigger S, Skill Trigger M, which you can upgrade using a subset skill, uh, and skill level
There's
up.
helping. Yeah. And there's also helping speed. Helping speed is always good.
Correct. Helping speed, and then helping bonus, just because it does help out your team in that sense. Uh, those kind of things take into consideration for that reason that you want to make your Pokemon the best trigger around. Uh, given that,
And also,
I'm sorry.
go ahead.
No, just given that, of course, it's just you want to always look for that type of skill Pokemons in that sense. Best
And
ones out there are
and
the
one thing to note, unless you're really going to start looking up Rain and X and their trigger rates, I would only ever invest main skill seeds in skill type Pokemon.
correct.
I have made the mistake of investing skill seeds in non-skill type Pokemon, and they just don't trigger often enough. It's not really worth it. It's a very premium item. They're very costly to get.
Mhm.
They're very limited amount, so it's hard to use them. And so to use them, you can do it many ways. I like to do it from the Pokemon I'm going to use it on. I click on the three arrows. I say use an item. I say use a main skill seed. Use. I say yes. Mine's already the highest it can get because it's level 6, but that's how I got it to level 6. I have no level. The DNA does not evolve,
Mhm.
and I have no level up sub skills, so I had to use 5 seeds to get it to Tasty Chance S level 6.
Now, of course, when some Pokemons do have the sub skill to level up, that actually helps out more. However, there are some skill triggers like Otterwar that actually evolve and power up their main skill just by leveling up itself. So it gets another bonus in that sense. which that will make it easier to not invest as much in that sense. Now, there is one last thing we didn't mention, and that is your energy on your Pokemon, because even
Yes.
the energy that your Pokemon that you have. So let's say throughout the day, right now, his Pokemons, you can see that it hits 100% right there. That energy really does matter a lot, and we learned that over the years.
Yeah. Essentially, you want to be above 80% to have your normal to higher trigger rate. And then you can go up to a maximum of 150% energy.
Mhm.
But the
That's
closer you get to zero, the slower it gets.
Yes, and that's the reason why we always say you want to have a healer in your team, because the healer, just like Gardevoir, just like Alma, and now soon Shuckle, those were actually helped out the frequency of your Pokemons to go faster and faster.
Yeah. So, like my Typhlosion here, it's only at 65%. It's not quite as fast because I was using it earlier today and I didn't open the game and trigger my healer.
Hmm.
And then when I did open the game, it had already like maxed out and didn't trigger, so it was a little more sleepy.
Right. So, just to really focus on the question, is it random? No, it's not, but it is consistently on how well your Pokemons are both healed up throughout the day, and then, of course, how many times you really trigger it through your frequency. So,
Mhm.
so yeah.
Oh, and then to answer the third question, you've been focused mostly on ingredients to make recipes. Should you let the game pick your team? I would say no. Now, for something like if you want to just do berry finding, we'll just go here. I'm going to say help me pick berry finding. It's pretty good at picking your berry finders. Like it's picking mostly ones that are good for this island because it has fire type berries, or just strong berry finder in general, like my level 64 alligator. Now, ingredient gathering, it's just random. Like this is sausages, herbs, milk and cacao, potatoes, coffee. These are just my best ingredient finders,
Hmm.
and no for no particular reason.
Yeah.
And then they have your skillful helping, and this is, my best skill helper is just based off their level and their RP ranking. It has something to do with what your strategy is.
Yeah. So, if it's really just depending on what kind of strategy you want to use throughout the time and
Yeah,
what
you
you
want to,
really want to focus.
yeah. So if you're focusing on ingredients, you choose a salad, you choose one of the ones that you're consistently the best at. Like, let's say it's cross chop salad. It's probably not cross chop salad because it has eggs. Let's say it's, I don't know, for me early in the game, contrary chocolate meat salad,
Yep.
cacaos, and bean sausage. So look for Pokemon that farm cacaos and bean sausage, and make sure you get plenty of those on the team.
Yep. That's pretty much how we really plan out our ways of doing things. So, it's consistent, and meals do help you out a little bit more throughout, just because the more power up meals you have, the easier it is to get drowsy power, depending on the island, of course. So it just really depends in that sense if you really want to focus on that specific aspect of the game. So yeah, that's
All
that.
right. Now that Luis is over there yawning, it is time for the final yawn.
Actually, that was a
So,
real one.
we will do better at this next time. We're not as prepared today, but we'll make you a checklist of what you want to do this for this next event, what to focus on, and how to set yourself up for a better session. And then we will tuck this episode in and call it good night. So, Luis, what are your suggested plans of attack for the skill week?
um, if you are just going for the new Pokemon, go to the island that's definitely going to appear. If you're a new player, green grass will always be helpful. But if you are wanting to look into a higher drowsy power for an island that you haven't done before, then plan out the team for that specific island and see how this rest week is going to help you through that.
Yeah, that's always good. You can try, let's say you're really interested in Lapis Lakeside for the event. Go to Lapis Lakeside the week before. Practice your team there. See what it's like. Sure, you'll catch some Pokemon along the way, but really prepare yourself for the next week. Get the stock up those extra ingredients so you're at the max. Figure out, how the team's going to work, how you're going to synergize it.
That is correct.
Yeah. Okay, well, you can email us sleepitoffpod@gmail.com. You can send a voicemail, text, or picture to 732-835-8639. You can find everything on our Pokemon Professor Network link tree and otherwise on PokemonProfessor.com. And we will see you in the next one.
Good night.